These are limes, right?
What do you call these?
So it's a special type of orange. It's not orange, it's green, so it's like an orange in camouflage. It pretends to be a lime. It tries to integrate into the orange scene, but...
But it's sweet, right?
It's
You know, we have this back home. We call it sweet lemon.
No,
Yeah.
it's not at mom. Something totally different. We don't have this fruit.
Yes, we do.
It's not like this, mom.
Yeah.
It's not at mom.
Bangkok is beautiful. It's not the most organized city in the world, but it has the best people I've ever met in my life by far.
Everyone is always smiling in Thailand. No wonder it's one of the most visited places in the world. Everyone always comes back for more.
I've been to Bangkok many times over the last few years, so much so that a lot of people say I'm addicted to the city. My answer? I am. The phenomenal culture, legendary history, eclectic markets, gleaming palaces, it's one of a kind.
Upon arrival in Thailand, you notice that time slows down. Everyone is so calm and courteous. It's contagious.
Coming from the UAE, we have been accustomed to an ultra fast-paced lifestyle. Buildings and entire city infrastructure is built overnight.
That's probably the first lesson Bangkok taught me, that I needed to pace myself, and I did. Now we're back in Bangkok with Peter Planet to see what else we can learn. On the way here and going up all these escalators, I noticed that there's like a ton of creative businesses that have set up shop over here.
Well, we're in Bangkok Art and Culture Center, so it's very much focused on creative activities and programs. We've always needed a contemporary art space where you can foster artistic, creative activities. And so this was built from ground up, philosophically and physically.
Thailand is quite known for like traditional art, and what I see over here is a lot of contemporary work. Is there a push to support more of a contemporary style of art?
Contemporary, probably as in pushing for a contemporary lifestyle where the youth especially have knowledge about arts and they learn to appreciate art around their life.
You're also doing the
Bukrook Street Art Festival. I'm one of the co-organizers.
I had the hard time pronouncing Bukrook.
Bukrook.
What does it mean?
It's a very special word. Bukrook in Thai means to invade, to trespass, to intrude.
And who are you guys invading?
We're invading the culture itself. When you think of street art or graffiti, lots of people have a certain attitude or, negative attitude towards it that, it's violation. It's trespassing into one's property. But our idea is that it's a crossing of culture and crossing of spaces as well, because we're playing with the outside and inside. And we're doing a Thai-European version this year, meaning crossing cultures of Thai and Europe. It's a fun, catchy name. And actually, it was the French co-organizer who came up with it through Google.
Thank God for Google Translate.
Exactly. So now we're with one of the Thai artists in the Bukrook Street Art Festival, Mama Faka, who we're standing against his art piece right behind here.
Listen, I've seen this online and you use this sort of character a lot. When did you first come up with this character?
Around 4 years ago.
4 years ago. And you started off as an illustrator in an ad company.
Yeah, I work like a graphic designer and so boring. That's why I try to make something individual.
unique.
Yeah, unique for my work.
But I'm sure like this sort of design you didn't start a few years ago. You must have been doing this from since you were young, right?
When I was young, I like the cartoon manga for Dragon Ball, and every week I copy the character from this cartoon.
And what did your mother and father say when you kept on, like, or your teachers?
Yeah, they don't like.
But I think now they've probably changed their mind.
Yes.
Because we were in a store earlier on and people were coming up to you, like, you know, young Thai kids, and they're asking for you to like sign their shirt and in fact this is one of your pieces, right?
Yes คิดว่ามันน่าจะเป็นเรื่องดีเพราะแต่ก่อนคนไทยเขาชอบแต่ศิลปินที่เป็นต่างประเทศ
He feels like that it's great that Thai kids or Thai youth are really getting interested in Thai created art because they've always been looking out towards the West or international artists for inspirations.
But how does it feel, you know, as a Thai artist for a big company, global company like Nike to show interest in your work?
จะว่าไงดีก็เป็นเรื่องดีที่
It's a good thing.
ที่เขาสนใจ Yeah.
It's a really good thing.
Yes.
You were doing graphic design and you went into illustration and thing, and now you're doing, you know, wall art. How did that transition happen?
อย่างที่บอกว่าโชคดีด้วยพื้นฐานที่เป็นกราฟิกดีไซเนอร์ซึ่งกราฟิกดีไซเนอร์นี่
He feels like he's lucky that he came from a graphic background where he approaches mediums as like a problem-solving kind of scheme. So he treats street art as is, where the architecture of the space is something that he's working on that he has to solve, and he
Right.
applies his, you know, graphic.
It's just another medium.
Yes, as a medium.
And how long did this one take you?
3 days
3 days.
Yes.
I see like somebody's living in these buildings. How do the residents feel, you know, when they see somebody like painting, spray painting on their buildings like for 3 days?
ก็
What do they think of
วิธี
this?
ของเราอ่ะเราจะไม่ชอบทำอะไรเร็วๆหรืออาจจะเป็นวิธีด้วยซ้ำไปคือเราจะทำอะไรให้มัน
He feels like it's the care, the carefulness, and the dedication of the craft of creating the work that translates to the people, and they feel it. Because he doesn't just like work swiftly or just carelessly on a wall, but he actually designs it, takes care of the lines and forms to create a nice space. So it doesn't matter whether he works in a gallery or on a piece of paper or on the computer, even on an abandoned site. You know, there's a nice gesture.
Welcome to Siam Center.
Thank you very much, Kunchalativ. I know you're a very busy woman and you're here with us. Thank you for inviting us to this beautiful fashion
Well,
show.
I'm so grateful for spending time with us, and today is very special.
You have a vision for Thai designers.
Well, actually, Siam Center is the first shopping mall in Bangkok.
Your father actually
That's
built
right.
this mall.
He built this mall. And for more than 25 years, we have promoted that business through the show like this, and also many events to promote Thai talent. And some of them has gone on the global stage. So now they are very famous around the world,
That's
on
so
the New
exciting.
York catwalk, in America and in Europe. So, you know, it's part of our pride and joy to be part of that success globally.
And why is that important to you? Because most of the times malls, they try to promote international brands, not local brands.
Well, I would say that it's my job and my company's duty to promote that beauty and that talent to the world. So we'll go to the maximum of doing the collaboration. We have probably same international fashion brands. They are so good, they are so strong, and they have their own identity. So sometimes shopping malls lose their identity to all these good brands. But for me, retailing is not about shopping, but retailing is about providing experience. And this is very important because that is what Siam Center is. We call ourselves the Ideopolis, means the city of ideas, because we're going to deliver the new ideas and new experience. We put the success of our tenants before us, and it's our job to make them successful, ongoing for a long, long time. So we have collaborated with 300 tenants to do the exclusive product for Siam Center. It's not only local but also international brands. The world is getting smaller, and it's a collaboration. You cannot just being good by yourself.
Sure.
Everything is about doing it together and bringing out the best talent.
Like there's just no place to bounce ideas with. Launchpad is more like a platform, right? I mean, this space is an office space. It's a place for startup. The whole idea actually also spur out from our own needs. We were talking to some investors, and everyone is saying like go mobile. Back then, 2010, 2011.
We came out from like the website creation kind of thing and moved to the mobile space. So basically, I learned the programming language, and then I teach them.
Right. And
So-
this is just the two of you guys right now?
No, there was the team was I think 6 or 7 people.
During those times, we went and joined up with the startup community in Thailand. We found out that there were several meetups that's happening.
You're like, we're not alone.
Yeah, exactly. But at the time when we started, there were like 90% were foreigners. Then we realized, hey, you know what? There are this community, right? Oh, and with this, then the Launchpad idea started.
You're not a startup though.
No,
You've been
no,
around
not
for a few
really.
years, and
Yeah.
you're sort of at the next level now, right?
Yeah, so I start this new company. It's called Ukbi. It's from ebook. So after like 15 months, we had like 1.5 million users in Thailand, and then I thought that okay, we should go out of Thailand. So in that time there's no VC in Thailand. So I went to like Singapore or Japan, talk to VC, and then everybody is in they all interest in want to putting some money in.
Yeah.
So in the end we end up raising $2 million. So since then we expanding out of Thailand.
Out of the country as well.
Yeah, so today we have office in Vietnam and Malaysia, and I plan to go to several more countries within this year.
With a business that's under 3 years old, right?
Yeah, it's like 25, 26 months. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the biggest factors that drives risk up is doing it by yourself, alone.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So like having a place like Launchpad and and this whole incubation that you do, I mean, addresses that really well.
It's one of the core value that at Launchpad. That's something that we try to build. We want to create a community.
Right. It's not just a space.
No, it's definitely not just a space. You can start seeing like Launchpad is like a base for startups to grow or start their stuff here. And with a community to bounce ideas, with the right funding or the right mentorship from
And experience
M8.
as well.
Right. Really, we're just trying to build a community of passionate people who's not fixated on just one way of working. I mean, you don't have to always work in a cubicle to be productive. You don't have to be in like a close office. If you can understand this kind of a working environment, then I believe that this is a space for you. And then when you grab all these people together who basically understand this kind of concept, then that's kind of where the value of the co-working space really kicks in.
It's more fun when you come and work, and then you meet a lot of like friends, new friends here. It's like
It changes dynamically all the time.
Michael, I blinked for a second and it feels like we're suddenly in China.
Yeah, it's, this is the thing. I just want you, to cover as much of Asia as possible, so you don't need to go to China itself and save some money. So I thought I brought
You're saving us a lot of money, man.
But where is this, Michael?
This is in Bangkok. So this is one of the Chinese communities here, and what you see here is the center of the community. It's basically a Chinese temple, a shrine, and this is one of the, the things that make up Bangkok's diversity.
You're half German, half Thai.
Yep.
How do you find these places?
Well, I read a lot about Bangkok when I was young, and so I had all these theoretical, knowledge and the stories, and I just wanted to experience by myself. Usually when we go, we follow a map, right? We go along the streets, to be safe. But what I found out is that if you go away from these streets that are indicated in the map and you go into these little alleyways where you just can't walk in, right? Then you find places like this, It unfolds a complete different world.
And how did the idea of Bangkok Vanguards come to being?
When I hear about the challenges that we are facing here in Thailand, let's say if it's the environment or like the poverty gap or whatever it is, or the cultural conservation, there is something I can do due to my educational background, to my passion and my communication skills and everything, that it can be kind of bridge. And from there, it's kind of idea, what can you give back?
Right, because Bangkok Vanguards is about social awareness as well.
It's about social awareness, yes, because this is gonna all disappear.
Why?
Like Asia is modernizing, their concept of modernization of development, right, is basically a Western model.
But there's a lot of culture here still. I mean, I feel it when I come to Asia.
Yes.
I mean, they haven't lost it.
And it's very diverse as well.
Yes, it is. But when you come, it is still, but it's gradually eroding. We do community-based tourism, so I take people, like the students, I take them on community-based walking tours in this part of town. And I'm also a fervent cyclist, so I have a number of good quality bikes, and I take people out on bike rides. So,
and these places that you take people to, we wouldn't be able to find them on the net?
A lot of the information on the net is destination-based. So you have all these dots, right, and you can go to the dots. For us, we design how to connect the dots, how to tell a story. For example, you could find that place probably on Google Maps, and then probably in the next place. But which is the most compelling and interesting route to the next spot?
So, Michael, you brought us here on one of those long-tail boats. It was an awesome ride. But we stopped in this particular place. Where are we?
We are here at the kind of creative refuge, creative escape along the canals on the west side of Bangkok. And it's one of my favorite places here because you find this very old, 100-year-old wooden house that is built around this 300-year-old ancient stupa, and it's an artist community, and the people come here, to basically, enjoy creative space, enjoy the arts. The founder of this community is an artist himself, and so he gathered people interested in the Thai traditional arts, from Thai traditional dancing or puppetry. So he wants to pass this passion also on to a newer generation. This community here by the canal basically reflects on, the old way of life, how people lived here in the past, because it was a rather an amphibian city, There were no streets, people lived by the canals. This is the traditional way of how the Thai people lived. You have this peacefulness and the calmness here, and there's sort of also spirituality.
I'm definitely feeling that. In fact, I feel so peaceful right now.
Yeah. Just let's
I would
sit down
recommend
and
for people to come here. But the journey that we took to get here was quite cinematic. What's the philosophy behind your tours?
But what I want to basically convey is the diversity. Bangkok is such a complex, it's an organism, and there's so much complexity. You go in one neighborhood and you turn around the next corner and it's completely different. So I want to design an experience, that takes them through all these, different layers of Bangkok,
So can I call what you're doing experiential tourism?
Yes, you could say that, experiential tourism. It's because it's not a tour, it's an experience, right? It's more a holistic thing where you involve all your senses, where you stimulate your intellect and you not only see things, but you do things, you smell things, you taste and touch things, and learn about things that before are not on your radar. And I think that's something enriching and meaningful.
Social travel amazes me. I've been to Bangkok countless times, but this trip introduced me to the people impacting subcultures I never knew existed. From fashion to tech, the individuals redefining what it means to be made in Thailand are inspiring.
Recently, this return to Thai-made products has been all the rage. The youth here wear Made in Thailand tags with pride. People realize there's tremendous creativity in the country and they support it.
In the 70s, Thailand was among the fastest growing and most successful developing countries in the world, known for their manufacturing.
Over time, there was a transfer of skill sets that helped it become a self-sustained economy, one that could cater to its own market tastes. Painkiller and Mama Faka were the results of this shift.
Bangkok is alive, constantly shape-shifting, adapting, evolving. Shut down one artery and another appears elsewhere in the city. There is a resourcefulness and determination in its people like few cultures I've seen.
To survive Bangkok, you need to understand how it breathes, where its heart beats, and through which veins its spirit flows.